Hello, this is Tom Lesher with the Pele Report. Today's Halloween, so this is for the first week of November 2010, and we have a number of different aspects I'd like to talk to you about that are coming up this week. Actually, one is going on for quite some period of time, and that is the north node of the moon passing through the sign of Capricorn. It's coming up to conjoin with Pluto, and Pluto is going to be there until 2024. And the moon's node has been there for about a year and a half or so, and this is a big time. This is like a 20-year cycle. Every 20 years the north node of the moon comes around to conjoin with Pluto, so it's big. It's going on through a few weeks, but it's kind of building and building and building. And the moon's nodes has to do with the moon, has to do with our feelings and our emotions and our habits. And that north node of the moon is actually the unfamiliar territory. The south node of the moon, directly opposite that, is our familiar territory. That's going through the sign of Cancer. And so what we're saying is this north node of the moon has to do with the future. And that is why it's unfamiliar. The past is familiar and it's known. We could consider it the path of least resistance, and that is Cancer. For now, as the south node of the moon goes through Cancer, okay, this path of least resistance is I, me, my security and my needs and my little inner child and my feelings and my emotions and my inner process are really, really important. And that's like the path of least resistance during these times. The north node of the moon, conjoining with Pluto in Capricorn, is the wise elder, the objective one. What's good for the children, what's good for the nation, what's good for the company. I'm very sorry to say, but this future destiny has to do now as that north node moves through Capricorn and conjoins with Pluto. It has to do with making tough decisions. And these tough decisions, particularly this week, as the moon comes through its balsamic phases, comes back to, we're going to have a new moon on Friday. So, the moon is going through its final phases, to that new moon. And the final phases have to do with endings. And it's happening in Scorpio, right around the cross quarters, around 13 degrees of Scorpio is this new moon that's happening, later on this week. And this moon going through Libra and then into Scorpio. I mean, I hate to just be coming out with one heavy week after another, but the truth of the matter is this is a time that is serious. Capricorn is serious. The new moon in Scorpio has to make some tough, tough choices. And those tough choices will have to do with change. And all I can say is that if you want to participate with the dance of the gods and the goddesses at this particular time in the unfoldment of the universe, right, and really cooperate with the movement that's indicated by the planetary motions, it is to make changes, and make serious changes, make important changes, and make changes objectively, so that it's not out of a self-centered, need to be comfortable, need to be safe. In fact, what we may want to look at and redefine, yes, is our notions of security. What we look for security, what is secure ultimately. We know that there's, very little that is secure during these times, and this is what we are being shown, is that we live in a temporal, third-dimensional reality where change is the only thing that we can securely rely upon. And so we are brought into more of a spiritual orientation. We are brought into a spiritual awareness, particularly as Mercury comes around to square Neptune next weekend. This is a very particular time of awakening that crown chakra. Mercury is our left brain. Neptune is our crown chakra. So we want to connect up our left brain with our crown chakra, and it has to do with developing and witnessing, really witnessing ourselves as spiritual beings having an earthly experience. And really this comes into practicing non-attachment. I don't mean detachment. Detachment is, oh, I'm not going to have anything to do with you and this relationship and this business and I'm out of here. Non-attachment is, yes, I'm here with it and I'm in it and I'm playing with it and I'm merging with it and I'm intimate and I'm vulnerable and I'm open. But if it goes, it's like I'm playing the game, but I know it's a game. So we move from this place of attachment, which is Cancer, attaches, water attaches, Scorpio likes to attach, and yet it is these forces, these evolutionary forces that push us in our development to evolve, and whenever we are overly attached, it helps us. It's a sign of death. It's the sign of transformation, and this is a very big time period. This weekend, coming up, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that new moon in Scorpio, sun going through Scorpio, Venus still going through Scorpio, retrograde. This is a time of really releasing, putting things to rest, practicing non-attachment, and going through the grieving process, but really raising ourselves up into a mature elder space of knowing, of witnessing, of observing, that in the long run, through time, these changes are necessary and vital to the further development of everyone involved and the planet itself. So we have an opportunity to tap into natural rhythms and to follow the laws laid down through nature and bring our man-made laws deeper into alignment with these natural laws. So listen inwardly, follow the wisdom of your conscience, of your inner voice, of the elder, and cut those cords, make those decisions, make those breaks, and initiate new connections that are going to be for the long term, that are very, in a way, karmic, deep. In some ways, I would say they are recognizable. This is a time when you can really come into contact with past life relationships that will lead you into very powerful future positions and transformations. Keep your eyes open and keep the intuition awake, and you'll see it. Namaste. I look forward to seeing you again next week.